Hello, my Nerdy-Nawg-Dawgs. This is your video study guide for Chapter 1, Place Value. Your study guide goes home with your test alert, identifying or notifying parents that there is a test tomorrow. You need parent signature, your signature. And then the study guide is more of what you've already been doing. So I will go back through this, but what I want you to know is if you know how to solve for one of these parts, you don't have to complete the entire study guide. I just want to make sure that you can make your way through all of this. So let's start with our word problems, shall we? And the first word problem, our new principal, Miss R. Jasby, is hosting a science fair at Peninsula High School. There will be 1,886 students in attendance. The number of scientists presenting and attending is 822 fewer than the number of students. So a lot of information here, right? And if I go with my little detail there, what's information I need to know to solve? Is that there's 1,886 students attending. There are 822 fewer scientists than the number of students, okay? And then if I look at what questions I need to answer, this is a little bit easier when it's set up with an A and B. So A, how many scientists are attending the event? And B, how many people total will be in attendance? So of course, I'm going to work it through with bar models to help you visual learners. If you know how to do the math of this, then you should ace it on the test. It's very similarly stated to word problems on the test. And we've done this in our spiral notebook, which you can use as notes to help you. So how do we break this down? Well, we do have certain bits of information, one of which is the total students attending. So I'm going to label that as students. And we know when we do a bar model that anytime we put this bracket on top, remember we're working through our bar model, so we know how to do this. When we put the bracket up on top, we're saying the total amount of the bar. And in that case, it represents 1,886 total students. You guys with me still? Good thing. Then with the scientists, and I'm going to label them as Sci, we know that they have 822 fewer than the total students. So I'm actually going to draw a bar that's about the same length. And then I'm going to take away some. I'm going to take away that portion of the bar. And I'm going to label that as 822 fewer. And what's the clue word with fewer? Well, it means to subtract, right? So I know that if I subtract this amount, imagine that being up as part of this model here. If I take that amount away from the total, it should tell me the value of this amount left over for the scientists, right? Can you guys see that? So I can take the total amount of students, 1,886, and I can subtract 822 fewer scientists than students. And the answer to that should tell me how many total scientists were in attendance, right? So the answer to this should tell me total scientists. Okay, so now we can answer for part A. How do we answer for part B? Of course, there's a clue word in there. It says total. How many people total? Well, guess what? Scientists are people. Students are people. So often with our brackets, we might see something that looks like this. And that would be saying the students and the scientists together. So I feel like you should be able to solve for that and answer for B. Okay, work through that. Make sure you can answer and you'll be good on the test, I promise. This question, 31 Flavors Ice Cream Shop earns $3,247. Target earns $18,425 more than 31 flavors. How much do the two stores earn in all? So be wary. We have to make sure we're reading these math problems really clearly. Because some of you might want to just add the totals together, but the clue word is Target earns 18,425 more than 31 flavors. So if I were to do a bar model to match this, I would say 31 flavors. We know they've make $3,247 for the day. And then we know that Target makes that much and more than 31 flavors, a lot more, right? So I can imagine that same size coming down here. That's what 31 flavors makes, right? 3,247. Plus, they also make $18,425 more than the amount that 31 flavors makes. So that T's for Target. So hopefully that picture helps us to kind of put things together and solve. The question we need to answer for is, how much do the two stores earn in all? So again, if I were to put brackets around all of that, it means that we're adding all of those amounts together to come up with our answer. And we always want to label our answer. So that would be the two stores in all. Okay, last question. These are the challenging ones, right? When they leave us with some. So Elise and Kara have sticker collections. Elise has 464 stickers. Kara has 238 stickers. Elise wants to make sure they have an even amount of stickers to fill their books. So she gives some of her stickers to Kara, and at the end, they have an equal amount. Okay, this is what I call, with the bar model, right, a sum question. She gives some of hers, and at the end, they end up with an equal amount. Now, we have done this in our spiral notebook, so you will be able to use that as notes on the test. But let's work out what this looks like. And I call this a before and an after bar model, okay? So let's start with the before and what we know. We know that in the beginning, Elise has 464 stickers. And then we know that Kara has 200, a little bit less, 238 stickers. So she definitely has less than Elise, okay? And then let's look at what we have to answer for. We have to answer how many stickers do they have all together, and how many stickers did Elise give to Kara? Okay, so that's where that sum comes in. So let's first answer how many they have all together. So pretty easy to look at this bar model and see that Elise had 464, Kara had 238. And if we add that all up, we can get the answer for what they have all together. Now, the tricky part is always, how much does she give to Kara? It doesn't tell us. And that's where the after bar model comes in. Okay, so hopefully this picture helps us. What they say is, and it's so nice of you, Elise, to give your stickers to Kara, but she wants to make sure they have an even amount of stickers to fill their books. So she gives some of hers to Kara, and at the end, they have an equal amount of stickers. So now what we can do just to help us get started is draw Elise and Kara with an equal amount. Okay, we don't necessarily know what that is yet, but they have an equal amount. Okay, so here's my big question, Nerdy-Nawg-Dawgs. Did Elise throw stickers away? No. Did her dog eat some of them? No. So if all she did was give some of them to Kara, and then afterwards they have an equal amount, well, then the amount that they have all together is also going to be the amount that they have all together at the end. Their total amount of stickers doesn't change. Just Elise, who had more, gives some of them to Kara. Okay, so if you know how much they have all together before, they have the same amount all together at the end. And because we know they have an equal amount, you can take their total and you can split it in half. So if you don't know long division yet, you can definitely divide the larger number by 2. And Elise has half and Kara has half of the stickers. They split them equally. Okay, so I don't want to give you the answer. I want you to try and work through it and solve for it. Now, the last part will be to answer how many stickers did Elise give to Kara? And what you can do is you can look at what Elise had before and then what Elise has after. And if you subtract what Elise has after from what she had before, it'll tell you the difference of what she gave to Kara. Okay, you think you can solve for that, Nerdy-Nawg-Dawgs? I think you can. That's going to be an extra credit question on our